Today we're going over homework number 29, Wednesday. We're using the same graph that we've used all week. And before we get started, I just want to remind you of a couple things. Don't forget to complete your NTI daily sign-in. Go to Google Classroom and complete the daily sign-in for today and tell me how you spent your 30 minutes in addition to working on homework. You can use today's video to count as 5 minutes towards your 30 minutes, but remember your homework is separate from your 30 minutes today. So let's go ahead and get started on Wednesday's work. Alright, so let's look at the first question. It says, what happened to coal production in eastern and western Kentucky between 1948 and 1960? So let's look at this. I'm going to use 1948. I'm going to kind of mark 1948 here. And then 1960. Look what happened in eastern Kentucky and western Kentucky. Western Kentucky was on the rise, eastern Kentucky was on the decline, and so they started out at a pretty significant difference in 1948, but then in 1960 ended at the exact same point of coal production. So that's what I want you to write something about, is that you want to write something about eastern Kentucky decreased and western Kentucky increased. 1948, big difference. 1960, no difference at all. Alright, let's look at the next question. Compare eastern Kentucky and western Kentucky between 1976 and 1992. So let's look at 1976 to 1992. 1976, 1992. Now look what happened. So in 1976, there was a gap there in 1976 because you see between 1960 and 1976, although western Kentucky was steadily increasing in coal production, eastern Kentucky was significantly increasing in coal production and continued to increase with a few little dips here and there. But look what's happening in western Kentucky. Western Kentucky is decreasing at a slower rate. So I would say eastern Kentucky increasing coal production at a rapid rate, whereas western Kentucky decreasing in coal production at a slower rate. So that's what we want to compare. So eastern Kentucky increasing at a rapid rate. Western Kentucky decreasing at a slower rate. And again, your answer does not have to be exactly like mine. I don't want you to change it. If yours says similar, the same thing, or similar, something similar, please don't change it to match mine. This is, again, you're just making a comparison. All right, and then finally, let's look at that last question. We're going to compare eastern Kentucky and western Kentucky coal production from 1992 to 2016. So we're going to take it more recently. So 1992, where we left off here, so we're going to kind of pick up where we left off, to 2016. And look what happens there. Eastern Kentucky just dips completely, as does, obviously the, entire population of Kentucky, because most of it was made up of eastern Kentucky. And then there is a little bit of a dip and then an incline, and then in 2016, they meet at the same spot. In fact, I want you to look at this. I'm going to point this out. Look at what eastern Kentucky is in 2016 and where western Kentucky is in 2016. And that's almost, crazy to see that Eastern Kentucky's dipped so much in 2016 that their coal production in 2016 was less than Western Kentucky's in 2016. So you want to say something about that significant drop. So they had, and you see this, we've talked about this in class before, a parabola, seeing that trend go up and then down. And that's exactly what Eastern Kentucky's did. It was a significant increase and then a significant decrease, whereas Western Kentucky's was not near as significant. You see, a little bit up and then down, and then up and then down, and overall. So definitely you can see some differences there. But to answer the question, compare Eastern Kentucky and Western Kentucky coal production from 1992 to 2016. We really, really want to focus on Eastern Kentucky, significant decrease to the point that in 2016 their production was less than Western Kentucky. Uh-oh. Alright, I hope this video helped you. I hope you have a great day.